Top of the morning to you, it's me, your boy Waddles. What if I told you Minecraft Caves and Cliffs has a secret biome? Like, not the lush caves, not the dripstone caves, not even the deep dark. Those things are really cool, but that's not what I'm talking about. Would you believe me? Spoiler alert, you definitely should. In this video, in the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, and then talk a little bit about why this thing deserves to stay in the game, because it's seriously so amazing. If you agree, if you think this biome should stay in the game, or if you like today's video, then please leave a like. If you didn't hear somehow, just drop that sweet 1000k club merch. There's a link to it down in the description. Highly advise that you check it out. Let's start in the past a little bit with a little bit of backstory. The first Minecraft 1.17 beta. It dropped a while ago at this point. In that beta, goats made it into the game. Skip ahead a couple more betas, and mountains. The amazingly beautiful, huge mountains were added into the betas. It looked like Bedrock Edition was going to be all about the mountain update, while Java was getting a ton of cave love. However, eventually, that wasn't the case. Skip ahead even more time and you're a whole lot closer to today. A couple weeks ago, another gigantic Bedrock beta dropped. In that gigantic Bedrock beta, we got the gigantic caves. These caves are seriously just huge. They honestly feel even bigger than Java Edition, and they're crazy, and they're massive. 100%, without a doubt. They're a whole lot buggier over here. Like, this is some really weird stuff going on here. Wall of lava, Bedrock, but they're still really cool, for sure. So Bedrock's got these huge, expansive, buggy caverns generating all over the place under the ground now. It's pretty sweet. Up on the surface, these massive, huge mountains, bigger than anything you've ever seen before. These two things, though, they're in completely different spots. They wouldn't mix, right? You're wrong. Check out this world. If you saw my video on the latest Bedrock beta, you might recognize it. There's a gigantic mountain range over there. This thing is gigantic. It's like literally massive. It's huge. This is the world seed right here. If you're lucky enough to get a world seed like this one right here that takes the gigantic, massive mountains and the huge caves and then combines them all into one in one area, you're going to experience some really interesting, amazing looking generation. So right now, check out this peak. We're really high up in the world. Why 160? The mountains actually get way taller than this, but we're already like crazy high. Actually, if the clouds were here, I turned them off because they're so annoying, like they just get in the way. But if the clouds were here, we would actually be above the cloud height, like super high up. This peak absolutely deteriorated. Over here from the ground, we can immediately, before even entering this thing, start to see some of the amazing generations. So we have this mountain peak up here, supported by this thin pillar. Don't ask me how it works. There's more pillars in there, so that's how that works. This pillar, it's a good pillar. Instead of the pillar just being made out of stone, which would work, but would be insanely lame, we get a little bit of snow mixed in here too. I feel like this combination works really well. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but the stone with the snow, it looks good. But it could look even better. Yes, for sure. If we move over here closer to this ledge and start looking down here, we get a good taste of it right off the bat. It looks good. It already looks so good, and we're not even down in it. And then when we're inside of it, it's amazing. This is the vibe. This is the location of the base in 1.18. It's so good looking. The perfect combination of the brand new gigantic, realistic looking snowy mountains with the amazing cave shapes, with the pillars, with everything. It's a snow cave. It's a literal snow cave. So check out the ground. All over the place in here on the ground, it is a little bit dark, but all over the place we have snow. It's not stone, it's not granite, it's not dirt, really. It's not diorite. It's snow. Literally snow. That's so cool. Now over here, I placed lanterns down so we could actually like get the vibe of the cave, actually see a little bit better, but not just have the night vision vibe. Like the lanterns are a little bit more survival friendly. So check this out. In here, we have a stone ceiling, and then we have snow all over the ground in here. Tons of coal because we're really high up in the mountains. Like this would be amazing to find early game. You could easily like set up a cool base in here, have the coal all over the place. But wait, it gets even better. It's not only coal because we're in the mountains, emerald too. There's emerald in this mountain, which is so cool. Even more coal, even more snow. Now in this cave right here, it's not just normal snow, like the snow you can't sink into. It gets better, trust me. I'll show you in a second. But snow everywhere with the stone, with all of the ores. This is so cool looking. Inside of a gigantic mountain, all the way up at Y127 right now. That's absurd. But it gets better, trust me. So over here, check this out. We have this generation right there. That would be a new cave. However, there's nothing here to be a cave. It's just open air. But let's say there was like land here or something. We would have a gigantic cave reaching this way and then going down over here to check this out. This gigantic snowy slope right there that goes down into here. And then it actually just kind of cuts off. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. Look at this. It gets so much better. So down here, this does kind of become like a normal cave, but over here, up the waterfall, even more snowy cave. If I sound excited, it's because I am, because this is so cool looking. So we have even more snowy cave. It goes up this way, almost looks like it ends, but it doesn't. Wraps around this way, keeps going this way, and then it actually ends. I dug around a little bit over here, and yeah, this is the real end over here. So it's pretty cool. Uneventful end, but cool. So if we go back this way and follow the cave, we go down, we go up right here, then we keep going all the way up, back over to where we just were. Here's the obliterated peak again, very cool looking. This cave with night vision now, super bright, we can see everything, it looks good. But then over here, it gets even better. Poor rabbits, so excited they can't even live. So it's basically one of those new gigantic like diagonal caves, almost looks like a ravine. If we fly out this way and then turn around, it literally is a gigantic ravine cutting through this massive mountain. And then down here at the bottom of this thing, a literal tree growing inside of this area, snow all over the place, and then powder snow, and then over here ice as well. And the ice actually goes down into the water here. This is real water because of the night vision. It looks like nothing's here, but yeah, it's all water. So it's essentially an iceberg in here that we could swim around underneath. It's a gigantic, snowy, cold, frozen ice cave, snow cave, whatever you want to call it. Amazing. It's amazing. And then, yeah, right here, like I kind of fell into, we have powder snow inside of the cave too, which is so cool. Like, it's everything good about the mountains, but it gets even better because the powder snow has the potential to get pretty deep in here in some places, especially on the slopes. Like, look at this. Like, this is crazy. I would almost be trapped in. Or maybe even literally trapped in. I would have to dig my way out. So as far as I could find, that pretty much does it for that cave system right there. It cuts through this gigantic mountain, kind of begins over here, is icy down there with gigantic icebergs basically, huge cavern over here, where I put the lanterns would be perfect for like some kind of snow base, and then it continues down this way. But this isn't the only cave in this mountain. If we go up over this mountain this way, somewhere over here, there's another cave. Here it is. This cave is a whole lot smaller though, so check this out. I removed the night vision and we move into this cave. In survival, we're checking it out, but then right off the bat, powder snow. And it's a whole lot harder to tell that it's powder snow. You still can definitely tell, but it's a little bit harder because it's darker. If we keep moving back into here, powder snow all over the place in here. Because it's darker, powder snow actually gets a whole lot more dangerous. Like, imagine finding one of these icy caves, you go back into it for whatever reason, you're checking it out, and then you fall into a pit of powder snow. Because it's the dark cave, maybe like a creeper spawns over there, runs over to you, blows up. It's all sad. It's all bad. And seriously, check this out. It blends so much better in the darkness. Right here, normal snow. Over here, powder snow. And it just matches so much better in the darkness because it's actually dark in here. Powder snow actually becomes a challenge. And I love that. So back at Minecraft Live, when the Caves and Cliffs update was announced, 3 biomes were revealed. The Lush Caves, the Dripstone Caves, and the Deep Dark, if you want to call that a biome. I'm pretty sure the devs have mentioned a couple times now before the update split, but a couple times that those were the only planned biomes for the cave update. This biome right here, even though it's most likely entirely accidental, it should stay in the update. This is such an amazing opportunity for some type of snowy cave, and it's so easy too. Like, the generation is literally already creating the snowy cave right here. If left entirely like this, like just left alone, these caves would only generate up high in the mountains sometimes. Not even all the times, because sometimes the mountains are just solid. Sometimes though, you'd find this really cool generation, and it would be amazing. As it is right here, this is a super unique base location, and it's just really cool. But it also has an absurd amount of potential. But I want to show you another cool cave that I found. This is an entirely new world. Right here, the numbers. Pause the video, copy them. So this is what we're looking at. We have another gigantic mountain range. This one is actually a whole lot closer to spawn. You can actually spot it from spawn. And the seed itself is actually crazy. We have a village over there, a jungle over there, a taiga. But wait, it gets even better. Look at this woodland mansion from spawn by the swamp biome. Tons of biome variation in here. Another huge mountain over there that I actually didn't even go over to and check out. Just an amazing world. This is like perfect. You couldn't ask for anything better. But right here inside of this mountain, we get literally spoiled. So check this out. A gigantic snowy slope entering this cave right here that goes down and twists down and gets really, really deep in here. And then ice all over the place in here. An entire frozen water pit. But then it's not actually fully frozen. You can actually move down into it a little bit. You can actually kind of see the water generation down there below the ice. It's pretty strange. Over here, we have snow, literally snow generating underneath the ice. The ice wraps around this big stone thing right here. And then over here, even more stone. Now, it's only so bright because of night vision. And survival without night vision is not going to look exactly like this. but it's all going to generate like this. It'll be here. Moving down this way to the other end, we kind of just have a dead end, but there is more snow under the ice that we can see, and there's coal all over the place in here because we're in a mountain, so gigantic chunks of coal. I saw some emerald chunks outside of the cave too, but just in general, the cave is such a cool shape. I had to show it off, and then actually back here, back corner, I don't know why you would stand here, but if you stood here, powder snow, it's frozen. There's also an exit over here too, right here. You'll have to dig out a couple blocks, but it's an exit. This generation like this is most likely entirely accidental because this is a cave at this point after all, but it's amazing looking, and it definitely should be changed. Like with the ice down there and everything, this area feels so unique and really interesting. You thought that cave was cool, right? Well, same mountain right here. We're on the other side now, though. This cave is a cave. It's less of a cave because it's so open, but it's a cave. We have trees in here kind of cutting it off, but check this out. Look at this right here. A literal spawner inside of this snow cave right here. You could literally set up your whole base right here. Have this amazing view of the woodland mansion even. Have a zombie spawner right there, and then have like more of your base up here on top of the mountain, all the way up at like Y150, woodland mansion, giant mountain in the distance, other mountains. This seed is even better than the last one. And if mountain caves aren't for you, move down here and you have a normal cave. It's very flat though, kind of weird. The other one's better. Okay, so that's the mountain range that we were just at. Really gigantic and cool. Let's move over to this one because, check it out, there's even more snow cave generation in here. This one's a little less impressive, but snow cave, technically true. There is some snow in here. There's just water this time, but technically true. In one of the caves and cliffs update, honestly, at this point, I don't know if it's going to be 1.17 or 1.18, but in one of the caves and cliffs updates, we're going to have biomes all over the world. Lush caves, dripstone caves, all the biomes on the surface, the mountains, things like that. And I would argue that if this were to stay in the game, like this generation, this totally should become some kind of ice cave, snow cave, whatever you want to call it. It should totally get its own biome. Like, look at this. We're going down into the caves right here. There's literally lava inside of this cave, snow everywhere, coal everywhere. Like, this is its own biome for sure. The fact that we're inside of a cave here too, to me, makes this place feel even more cool. Sometimes you can get really lucky and actually find some tree generation inside of some of these caves too. This is like right on the edge of the cave. You can see the opening right there. And yeah, tree inside of the cave. This one is crazy though. This actually winds up through this entire mountain range basically. This one goes even higher up. This is the same one as the lava one still, all connected, even more snow in here. Crazy. Oh, look, it's actually powder snow. It's actually powder snow in here. As of right now, the icy caves are technically just a weird generation feature. Not necessarily a biome, but it definitely deserves to be. At the least, this icy, snowy cave generation deserves to stay in the game. At the most, this place deserves to become its own biome. And oh boy, custom biome, that's where things start to get crazy. Because if we have a custom biome, we could have unique terrain generation. Maybe different plants. Maybe different mob spawning. The possibilities here are literally endless. Ice cave ideas, I have a ton of them. If you'd like to see a video on that, leave a like on this one right here. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Huge thank you to my patrons, Bill W, Harvey to the rescue, and the Camel 88. Thank you all for watching. This has been me, your boy, Waddles. I'll see you in the next one. I can't stop shivering. Goodbye.